What's up, y'all? Welcome to Just Geeking Out. You saw the thumbnail, you know what it is, man. We're gonna go over my favorite, my top superhero TV costumes of all time. As you can see right here, we've come a long way with our superhero costumes, man. But we gotta show some love to the ones that paved the way. And Batman and Robin, Wonder Woman definitely paved the way for what we see today. And speaking of Batman and Robin, my first choice is Batgirl from Birds of Prey. This is a repainted Batgirl costume from the movie Batman and Robin. And they got it right, man. Like the color is a dark purple. They gave you the gold gloves, boots, belt, and emblem, and they gave her the cowl. This is a pretty screen accurate Barbara Gordon costume, and I love it, especially for the time. Didn't love the show so much, but this costume was dope. Next up, we have the Punisher. Now, there's not much to this costume, which is why it's so low on my list, but it's pretty perfect for the Punisher. I love how the skull has some texture to it. It's not just like the comics where it's just painted white. It has some shadow. It's not perfect. And of course, John Bernthal gives us all the energy and attitude we need behind that skull. I would put this above the other Punisher iterations as far as the movies are concerned. But this is just a TV countdown, but this would be my favorite look of the Punisher in general. Next up, man, if you didn't see this, you missed out because the show Stargirl was pretty freaking fun, especially for kids. And her costume is pretty perfect. It's cheesy, but it's exactly the way it needs to look. It is right out of the comic books. I mean, check this out right here. Take a look at this. I mean, it's a perfect, almost one-to-one interpretation of her look in the comic books. And we can't really ask for anything more. That's what I loved about the Stargirl series is that it leaned in to the goofy nature of the subject material. And if you're doing the Justice Society of America, I appreciate that it leaned into the kind of golden age goofiness. And I think it's a really well done costume, especially for television. Thumbs freaking up. Next up, we have this might be a little controversial, but I loved it. This Jason Todd Robin costume I thought was beautiful. I thought it was exactly the way Robin would look in modern times. It looks techy, but it still gives you the red, the yellow, and the green that would be Robin. I like his Robin costume better than the other iterations of the costumes in Titans. I thought that the Dick Grayson costume just looked too bulky, which is cool, I guess, because he's an older Robin, but I thought it was too bulky. He's an acrobat. And I thought that Tim Drake costume, actually, I love the colors. It's right out the red and black, but I thought that it was a little too cosplay-y, where this looks like a perfect modern day tactical Robin costume, but still gives us the character. Love this suit so much, but I'd love to see this paired up with a Batman costume that is just as good as it. Next up, man, Homelander's costume was pretty freaking dope on the boys. I love it so much. I love that we had that episode with Anthony Starr in his civilian attire as Homelander, which we never see and he doesn't have the muscles, which leads me to believe in my head canon that Homelander's costume is actually padded with muscles because what gives him his super strength isn't his enhanced muscles. So even though he's the strongest man in the world, he still wants to look like it, even though he is. I just love that piece of head canon. But if you look at the comics, man, it is pulled right out of the comics. There's something really special about it. Again, similar to Stargirl, I love that they didn't try to find a way to make it seem more realistic or more darker or grittier. I love the fact that it is right at the comics, this kind of star-spangled Superman figure who is actually a absolute menace. And I mean, and it's such a bold choice for the comic and the show to make his cape the American flag when he is the probably the scariest superhero. live action superhero of all time. What a freaking villain here. I love the texture. I love the gloves. I mean, it's a pitch perfect costume. I don't think he needs all the muscle, but if it's part of the story, then I'm here for it. The Flash. Now, I had a hard time with this because this costume could have really been behind Homelander and Robin, but I do love the fact that after about 9 years, they gave us an actual Barry Allen comic accurate sort of suit. There were other suits in the series. The first one was way too dark. And the other ones were way too leathery, although there was a season where it was leather, but the colors were perfect. That might be my favorite Flash suit, but this one I love because it's the most comic accurate. It's the one that's the thinnest and the sleekest. It feels like he's a speedster. He doesn't need to have all this leather bound material. I will say though, because of the material, there's something flimsy about it. So it does give off a cosplay kind of feel, and they finally gave him the golden boots, which we waited like 8 years to see him in gold boots. So it took a while for this show to lean into its comic booky nature, and I appreciate it. But if you look right here, this is what I'm talking about. In this clip with this mask, there's something just very cosplay about it. And to me, that's usually okay. But by the time this suit came out on television, I felt like TV superhero suits evolved past this kind of clothy cosplay material. But still, it's a dope suit. I'm happy we finally got an accurate suit. Next up, man, yo, Supergirl's suit in the later seasons is fire. And yes, it's a complete departure from her comic book look. Although some, like her costumes changed throughout the comic books, but the first season gave us the skirt in more traditional Supergirl costume, with the exception of the yellow behind the S. And it kind of looked like it just didn't look like it was put together well. Like the materials and stuff just didn't like sit right with me. It felt like they were trying to modernize it too much. But with this suit, the modernization of it works so well, and it does feel like an evolution. It feels like Kara started off as, maybe a 23-year-old. She's sort of a girl, and by the time we get to this point, she is stepped into her role as Supergirl. She is just straight up woman, and it feels like this would be the natural progression of her suit. I dig the pants. I don't mind the skirt, but it's hard to justify why is she wearing a skirt outside of the times that she was created in. So I don't mind the pants. I think she looks pretty badass. I love the logo having a kind of gloss to it. I love the gold and the clasp. I mean, like this is a perfect modern day New 52 inspired Supergirl suit. And I'm with it. I really dig it, man. This stuff is the best. Oh, this is hard to say. It's almost the best Superman costume on television. I love what Superman and Lois did with the Fleischer suit. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. It's something I never thought we would ever get, and the fact that we got it is just pretty amazing. The colors were perfect. It fit him well. The muscle padding's a bit much, but outside of that, it's the perfect suit to show Clark in a suit where he's like, my mother made it. And then when you see the suit he wears in the series, it's obviously more Kryptonian, more techy, more modern. But his first outing, I mean, I loved it. This suit is pitch perfect. Next up, this isn't really much of a I mean, it is a costume, but Wanda from WandaVision, I thought they did a really good job interpreting the Scarlet Witch costume. And there's a lot going on here, but compared to the other costumes on the list, there's not as much going on. But she looks right out the comic books. I really dig what they use. I think the red could have been a little brighter, but we're still kind of in that modern, don't want to lean into the comic booky nature. But they did give us a sort of red Scarlet Witch costume in the series, but it's beautiful, and Elizabeth Olsen looks beautiful in it. Now, this is the best Superman costume on television, period. Brandon Ruth got his comeback in the Crisis series where he portrayed Kingdom Come Superman. And it is a beautiful suit. The emblem is perfect. I love that it's molded and the gloss around the edge, making it shine a bit. I love the texture in the blue. The red is perfect and deep. I love the belt with the big gold belt buckle. It's in a really amazing interpretation of the Kingdom Come suit down to the boots. And I love the size of the briefs. My only thing is, I don't think he needed that much muscle padding, but man, what a beautiful freaking suit. Wish we got to see more of it. Next up, man, Daredevil. Daredevil's suit is a perfect modern adaptation to the costume. No, he can't be jumping around in spandex. Um, and I love the Daredevil Born Again suit the most because it is a vibrant red that has a metallic to it. So when it needs to look darker, it can look darker, but in the light, it can look brighter. Daredevil's costume is red, and the Netflix series was great, but it was too maroon. It had too much black. I think this is a much better representation, and it's much sleeker. He is sort of an acrobat. So I really dig this Daredevil costume, and I love what they did with the mask. Pitch freaking perfect. Love it. Now, y'all might hate, man, but the CW gave us bangers, and honestly, this Green Arrow suit holds up today. That's why I put it above Daredevil. This is an amazing interpretation of Oliver Queen, man. I love it. Even though it's leather, it's tactical. You know, it has a modern day presence to it that I think a non-powered vigilante would wear. And look at the comic books. I mean, it's an amazing evolution of what he wore in the comics, right? He's not going to walk around dressed as Robin Hood, but he is a millionaire, so his suit should have a presence to it, like this modern version right here. And I think the CW did a fantastic job showing Oliver Queen's suit, man. I mean, it's pretty perfect. I mean, I love the holster for his, what holds his arrows, how it has like artillery in it. I love the shoulder pads. It's a deep green, it's not black, and we got to see the evolution of the suit. You know, this version of it that's similar to the old school comics, but it is leather. It is going to protect him much more than cloth. And they did a good job. And they gave us the sleeveless, which I mean, yo, like, I don't think we can ask for a better television Green Arrow suit. This hit it out the park. It almost was my number one, but Moon Knight. I gotta tell you, man, I enjoyed this series, but it's not my favorite. Didn't love it. So it was almost crazy for me to put this suit as my number one, but it's an amazing costume. What an amazing adaptation. You know, in the comics, it's very kind of spandexy, especially around the time when I was reading and looking at Moon Knight. I think they've updated it really well, and it looks really cool, and it does have that kind of ancient feel to it. And it's not just his regular Moon Knight suit, man. They knocked it out of the park with this alternate version of him. I mean, they killed it. I love the way the eyes light up and the different textures and the different whites that they used. I mean, I buy it that he is this sort of Egyptian god seeking an avatar, right? There's something about it that feels otherworldly. And I think Disney did a really good job adapting this. I'd love to see more Moon Knight, please. And that's my list, man. We came such a long way from where we started, but we got to give our shout outs to where we came from. Again, Adam West, Burt Ward, Batman and Robin. If you look at these costumes and look at the comic books, especially around that time, same thing with Wonder Woman. We didn't these are the first ones to really adapt the comic books, man. And if we're talking about technology, after Batman 89, this suit is our first, like, we're gonna take steps in technology and making the suits not just spandex. So we gotta show some love to the Flash, man. But thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let me know your thoughts.